Hey guys, so the first thing we're gonna go is how to land. Now this is gonna show the best ways to land when landing Craggy Cliffs, and this is how to, pull your parachute and your glider, and yes, let's get straight into it. There's about three major ways that the battle bus is gonna be going. One is over Craggy Cliffs, right here. One is over the area of Doom's Domain, and one is going to be at the bottom of Stark, which is going to be a little bit of a harder jump, but it's not going to be hard if you can master it, which you're going to be able to do in today's video. Now let's do the first drop, which is the one where you're going to be landing over Craggy. So what you're going to want to do is you're going to want to land at the area at the end or near the fish stick building, and you want to dive bomb over the water to the point where it's going to put you just above the fish stick building, and you're going to land exactly at the clock tower, as you can see right here. Now what you're going to want to do, as I was saying right then, is you're going to want to break down at the top right here. Now you're going to want to break. Now you're going to want to break down here because it's going to bring you to the next rotation spot, which is going to be all around the next area. Now what you guys are going to want to do is you're going to want to rotate around to the right side of the clock tower, because that is going to bring you to the fishing side of it. And what you're going to want to do there is you're going to want to have to rotate through there and break every metal thing you see, because the metal here surprisingly gives quite the big amount. Now after you get your metal like that, you're going to want to break the floors that aren't 600 because they drop 20 brick at maximum, and the boats carriers that would attach to a car usually, those give 40. Now those are both very easy ways to get high amounts of metal, because you're going to want that metal for the next step, which is trying to get a golden shotgun or a purple shotgun, obviously being a pump. Now what you're going to want to do is hit the wooden pellets everywhere in the room where the upgrade station is, which is the biggest fishing area, which is also next to the fish and bait store. Now what you're going to want to do is go down to the area where the upgrade bench is, or station, and you're going to want to break the brick floors, the metal things that are holding the pallets, and then obviously the pallets and the stairs if you still don't have enough metal. Now you're going to upgrade to the point where you'll be able to have a golden shotgun or better. Now the next thing you're going to want to do is fight 1 to 3 people. Now this really depends on how you play, but you're going to want to at least try to kill one person with your purple spaz so you can get their stuff before leaving. Maybe they'll have a full stack of chug splashes from looting everything else. And now that's just really important because that can really change the game, having that extra utility if they had shockwaves or not, as my chair squeaks. Now what you're going to want to do after that is you're going to want to kill them, and you're going to want to hit the rift. Now the rift obviously being the one on the road that would usually lead to Frenzy Farm and that sort of area, the orchard. And then there's one on top of the hill right outside of Craggy Cliffs that isn't as known. So you should probably take that one if the other one's taken. And then if both of the rifts somehow are taken, near the fishing district of Craggy Cliffs, as I call it, or our rotation, there's always a boat spawn there 100% of the time that you can take down the river, which is right to the left of Craggy Cliffs, heading on the western way. Like if you were to head, for example, to Homey Hills, there'll be an obvious river near Assault Island. Now after hitting your rift, the next thing you're going to want to do is land at Stark Industries, but you're not going to exactly land Stark Industries, because you're going to end up landing right outside of there at a small hill to the right near the river, near what is known as Risky Reels. Now there's going to be lots of mushrooms and apples at these trees, and after you do that, you're going to take that extra mushrooms or stuff to get your little healing, and you're going to want to go up to Stark, break through the little gates near the helicopter and vault, and if the vault isn't already open, you're going to just want to sit in the bush, or if it's already open, you're going to go in and sneakily steal the loot, and you're going to want to get out of there as soon as you can. The reason that you're going to want to do this is because you could have the chance, if you didn't already have a spaz, to get another one or a golden one, and then obviously getting a Stark rifle, which is just deadly with that 70 to 80 damage headshot, which is just so lethal in certain fights, and 50 to the body. Next, you're going to want to take the rifts at the bottom of Stark Industry that, like, everybody knows about. You're going to want to take those. If already taken, then it doesn't really matter, because your next step is going to want to be going over to the agency or authority, and you're just going to want to go on top of that and look for people. And at this point, you're really freed to be able to do whatever you'd like to do. I like to scout for people, and depending on, a third party or something, I'll go with third party that. But if not, and my loot is solid for an end game and I've maxed every material, I might want to play some more passive game, and just go to circle and sit on the weak side of zone, which tends to be in the bottom left-hand corner. But that doesn't always work out, you just want to go where the zone isn't. So pretty much at this point, what you're going to want to do, this is the final step, which is the final rotation. And what you're going to want to do is you're going to want to go wherever the zone isn't. And that's going to sound crazy, but let me explain it. So, okay, say the zone is pointing to Weeping Woods, and you're at the authority. Now, what you're going to want to do is, if there's not already a boat, or for say, then you're just going to swim down the river, and this is all over, the whole zone is in Weeping Realms, and that's it, the only Weeping Woods. You're going to want to go down to the Slurp